Hi everyone, and welcome back to another one of our virtual holiday shows. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more amazing videos. Today we're joined by Glenn from Wendy Wu Tours. Shortly I'll hand you over to Glenn, but first I'd like to tell you a little bit about Lincolnshire Co-op Travel. As I'm sure you know, we're a successful local business. We've been trading for over 150 years, and we're not owned by a single tour operator. We are 100% independent, which means we're able to offer you the right holiday. Whether it be a tour to Japan or something more local, we've got everything for you. We also support local charities. This means when you shop with us, we give back to the community. And finally, before I hand you over to Glenn, you'll be able to see a list of your local branches on the screen. This can also be found at www.lincolnshire.coop/travel. At the end of this session, we shall also be having a quick Q&A to answer any of your questions. And we'll also give you a chance to win a £50 holiday voucher. So without further ado, I'll hand you over to Glenn. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. I'll just share my screen. And there we go. So a very, very warm welcome from us at Wendy Wu Tours. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about what we do in our tour operation. So Wendy Wu Tours is the UK's #1 Asia tour operator, offering fully inclusive packages. If there is a visa required, it's all included in the package, and that's quite an important one to look at, because if you're looking at China, for example, where the visas are in excess of £300, that's already included in your price. Not only that, we do have someone at the visa service that talks everybody through the visa process for China, and that applies to all of our countries. We do have an award-winning service as voted for by you, the customer, and the UK's travel agents, and we have achieved now a 5-star TripAdvisor rating. We have been in the UK trading for over 20 years, and we have offices over in Sydney, Australia, Auckland and New Zealand, and we have our own office in China itself. The one thing that sticks out for anything with us is our tour guides. They are absolutely amazing. And I'll touch on that further as we go through. So to give you an idea of where we go to, here is a selection of our current brochures that are all available through Lincolnshire Co-op at the moment. So Japan, which is our top selling destination, and I'll come on to that in more detail in a moment. We have India and Central Asia, Europe and the Middle East, which is a new program for us and has been born out of the COVID pandemic. Southeast Asia and New Zealand, again, a new product for us. Latin America, and obviously China. The types of tours that we do are listed on the screen there. So when you look through our program, all of the tours basically are classic group tours. And they are scheduled between 1 and 5 in terms of difficulty, 1 being very easy, 5 being very difficult, to give you an idea if the tour is suited for you. If we want to go further into the country, depths of the country's history, etc., off the beaten track, we do some go beyond tours, and we also have dedicated solo departures. We can arrange private tours, so any of the tours you see in the brochure, if you want to do them just as a couple or as a family group, we can do that for you. We offer a full tailor-made service, and we can also arrange special groups. So just to go through briefly those products, the solo tours, we have a number of tours around the world which are dedicated to solo travellers. 6 tours in China, 4 in Japan, 5 in Vietnam and Cambodia, and 2 tours of India. They are smaller groups, a maximum of 18 people. You are getting a VIP private transfer to the airport, free airport lounge, your own room, no sharing, no supplement. Welcome drinks, reception, all your meals are included, and you can still participate in any of the special offers that we have on with Wendy Wu Tours. We also do private groups. So if you are a member of a society like the Women's Institute or the U3A, etc., through your local branch, we can actually arrange your own group tour. What is a private tour with Wendy Wu Tours? Well, it's basically for 10 passengers or more. It can be an existing or a potential group, so it could be a member of a club you're already with, a group of family and friends, or something you'd actually like to try and put together with us. You can use a tour that we see in the brochure, or we can completely tailor-make one for yourself. We actively invite you to escort the tour, and it doesn't matter where you live in the country. We use all of the UK airports. And there is no cap on numbers. If you have a special interest group, we can sort the excursions to suit your group's needs. So, for example, if you're particularly interested in the fine arts and porcelain, etc., we will make sure that's included in the tours. So just to give you an insight into what we do. So China, which is where Wendy Wu Tours really started, to give you an overview of what we do, we have 21 classic tours into China. 19 of them are solely China. One of them is combined with Japan, one to Taiwan and one to South Korea. There are 6 exclusive solo departure tours in there, 7 go beyond, and 2 brand new tours. And it's also worth pointing out that we offer a full range of extensions to China, Japan, South Korea. So this is our most popular tour for Japan, and it's called Wonders of China. The fully inclusive tour, sorry, I should have said China there, not Japan. I'm getting carried away. So it's a fully inclusive tour, 16 days from 3,460 per person. Your overnight flight goes into Beijing, where you'll spend the first 3 nights acclimatizing yourself to the top time difference more than anything. Then we travel down to Xi'an and we'll see the terracotta warriors, etc. We will have a Yangtze River cruise, which is the most amazing experience. We'll go to Chongqing, which some consider to be the new Shanghai, absolutely massive, fully advanced city. We will go to Guilin and Yangshan before travelling up to Shanghai for your final 2 nights and flying home. That's incredible value. We also do something slightly different, which is China in Style. This is a 15-day tour from 5,290, and this is all based on 5-star accommodation throughout. I think it's worth pointing out that all meals are included with us, including all of your excursions and entrance fees and top guides. With traveling so far, a lot of people think, well, you know, I would like to combine Japan with China. So we came up with this tour called Ancient Empires of China and Japan. The tour itself starts at 6,690 per person. It starts in Beijing and you follow the same route that we've just done on the other tour. Instead of flying home from Shanghai, we then fly on to Osaka in Japan, and then we cover the Japanese southern itinerary. So for those that are not wanting to travel so far twice, you can do it all in one go. But moving on to Japan, we're finding that probably between 60 and 70% of everything we're selling at the moment and increasing is to Japan. They have been closed for the past 3 cherry blossom seasons, so there's a lot of pent-up demand for Japan. And these tours in here are going to sell well. So I would recommend that you go in and book as soon as possible to get what you want. We are on sale actually up to 2024 now for Japan. We have 11 classic tours, 4 exclusive solo departures and 1 go beyond tour, with a full range of extensions there in Japan and China, South Korea and Taiwan. But our most popular tour by far out of our whole program is Japan Uncovered. This is a fully inclusive tour for 17 days from £7,090. Here you will discover historic Kyoto and Nara. We will reflect in Hiroshima and Miyajima. We will see Mount Fuji and its wonder. We will see the snow monkeys, and you'll get the rush of Tokyo and Osaka, which are just massive, massive cities full of people and things to see and do. We will also explore Kanazawa and Takayama. So you are getting a full experience there. And as I say, this is the most popular tour. Looking at the sales figures for yesterday, 80% of what we did was Japan Uncovered, because you get to see pretty much everything. For those that haven't got as much time to spend in Japan, we do have a shortened down version, which basically takes out the southern part of Japan. It's an 11-day experience from 5,790. With this one, we have an overnight flight into Osaka, where you'll spend the first 2 nights. You will have Nara and Kyoto before travelling up via Fuji to Tokyo, where you'll spend the remainder of your holiday there. But if you really want to do Japan in style, there is a 21-day one, which we've called Japan by Rail, because you do have a lot of rail travel in there on the bullet train, which starts right down in Nagasaki, all the way through Japan and up to Sapporo in the north, where we will actually fly home from. So that's 21 days from £9,490. And there's a great shot there of the bullet train right in front of Mount Fuji. And I think a lot of people will take away the snow monkeys as one of the main experiences there, because they are real cute fellas. They are there all year round. They're not just there in the winter time. It's just there. It's great to see when the snow's there. Then we move on to Southeast Asia and New Zealand, where we have 8 classic tours, 3 exclusive solo departure tours, 5 Victoria Mekong tours, which I'll come on to in a moment, 6 Go Beyond and 3 brand new tours, and obviously a list of other areas that we cover in this programme. New Zealand is the newest one to our programme. This was actually born out of the COVID pandemic, because our office in Auckland decided that we can't send people abroad, so we're actually going to tour our own country, and they came up with some tours which sold exceptionally well. So we've expanded it across our network, and we are now selling tours into New Zealand. We also have this full program in there into Borneo, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Myanmar, Philippines and Thailand. Now, one of the most popular tours here is a 3-week version. It's a Go Beyond tour, but a 1 rating, so it's pretty good for everybody. And it covers Vietnam, Cambodia and Thailand. It's 21 days from 4,490. Includes most of your meals, and it's got all the tick lists in there. So you go to see the Kuchi tunnels, you'll have a Mekong river cruise, you'll explore Bangkok, and you'll see elephants on safari. So it really is a couple of holidays in one here. You've got relaxed pace. It's suitable for travellers who have been to Vietnam before, and it's got something for literally everybody. So week 1 is Vietnam and the Mekong Delta. So we'll do a Saigon city tour. We'll visit the Noir Dining in the Dark experience, which for those that haven't done it, is a restaurant that you visit that is operated by the blind. And you go in and you are in complete darkness when you have your 3-course meal. And the amazing experience of it is that the food and drink is so much tastier because your senses are working overtime because you can't actually see. We go to the Kuchi tunnels. You'll have a nice farmhouse lunch. You have some free time to get all those bargains in Saigon, and you'll also travel on Victoria Mekong. The ship itself, and there she is owned and operated by Wendy Wu Tours. It has 35 cabins altogether, all of which have their own balcony. It's not a Juliet balcony, it's a sit-out balcony, so you have your own time in there. It has cocktail pool and pool bar, spa with a massage service, a lounge area and a games room. It truly is a wonderful ship. There's the interior of one of the cabins and one of the balconies. And there's your main meeting area. The bar's at the back there, but you've got lots of breakout areas for sitting and enjoying time with your friends. And there's the pool and sun deck. It's not an Olympic-sized swimming pool, as you can see, but you have got a pool there. Week 2 takes us into Cambodia, so you just go to Phnom Penh. You'll see the killing fields. We have a brewery's craft beer tour. You will, of course, see the Angkor temples, which are an absolutely amazing sight. The Hero Rat Centre, and again, some free time in Siem Reap. And then finally, for week 3, we discover Thailand, and you'll have a street food tour. You'll have a free day in Bangkok. We'll go to the bridge of the River Kwai. You'll go to the vineyards, and you'll also go on a wild elephant safari, as well as visiting the elephant sanctuary. Then moving our focus slightly over to India now and Central Asia. So we've got 10 classic tours, 3 exclusive solo tours, 5 Go Beyond, tours of India, Bhutan and Sri Lanka, and a full Central Asia programme. Now, just before lockdown, I actually was lucky enough to go on a tour with Wendy Wu Tours to India. And this, I think, is where it really comes to life as far as your guides are concerned. Whilst we were visiting the Taj Mahal, as you see in front of you there, our guide said to me, if you crouch down here, point your phone at the Taj, you'll get the most incredible picture. And I was basically humouring him because I thought we were just going to get a picture of a tree and a bush because that's where we were. But the picture turned out to be one of the most fantastic pictures I have ever taken. And it's this minutiae detail that our guides know that will make your holiday. So Inspiring India is our most popular tour over in India. It's 14 days from 2,690. Fly into Delhi, where you'll spend your first 3 nights before going down to Agra, where you'll visit the Taj Mahal. Ranthambore, where we'll have the safari looking for the Indian tigers. Bundi, Udaipur, Pushkar, and finally Jaipur before heading back to Delhi. Our newest program to the Wendy Wu family is Europe and the Middle East. And again, this was born out of the COVID period. So it's always our intention to move into the European market. It just was brought forward because of the pandemic. So we started with a tour into Scotland, which is a 10-day tour, and it starts at £2,600. We put it out there and it sold out within 4 days. So we obviously decided there is definitely demand here for a Wendy Wu tour experience in the UK. So we have a full program running through 22 and 23. And added to that now, we have Portugal, Italy and Greece, which we have been joined by Egypt, Israel, Jordan and Oman, with no problem, again, with stopovers. And finally, Latin America and Antarctica. Again, this was once the newest program that we had. And here we go to Antarctica, Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador and the Galapagos, Peru and Uruguay. Again, mainly classic tours. We do have a couple of go beyonds and 2 brand new tours in there for this year. But our most popular tour is Chile Top to Toe, which is a classic tour, 14 days from £5,590. And you do get to travel the full length of Chile. But going that way, a lot of people like to do everything they possibly can do in South America. So we have a 27-day tour from 7,690, which flies you into Peru. So you'll do the obvious sites like Machu Picchu, etc., down through Chile to Santiago before crossing to Buenos Aires, up to the Iguazu Falls, and then over to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil before flying home. And there is another one there, the Treasures of South America, 7490. And of course, we can't forget Antarctica. Antarctica is a new destination for us, and we have a number of itineraries there, which we can tap on to any of the South American tours, or indeed, if you want to do it on your own, we can do. I couldn't resist but put some pictures in there of the Antarctica expeditions that we do. And finally, we have New Zealand. So New Zealand is going to be one of those tours that's going to go really well. And we have basically put together 3 itineraries. So we have Hidden Gems of the North, Hidden Gold of the South, and then the full whammy, the full New Zealand tour. So you can do a 2-week tour or a 3-week tour, which basically takes it all in. So there's some pictures from Hidden Gems of the North. And I'm sure you'll agree that's incredibly good value. And the South. And there you are, a synopsis of what we can do for you at Wendy Wu Tours. Fully inclusive tours, including all your meals, accommodation, flights, any visa requirements you required, and the best tour guides that there are in the business. So thank you for your time, and I'm open to any questions.
Thanks, Glenn. We've had a few questions come in. I'll just share my screen again. There we go. Are you ready for this then, Glenn?
I certainly am. Yeah, far away.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for the presentation. I absolutely love your product. All the tours look incredible. So here we go. So first question then. What is the best destination for first-time tourists? From Terry in Gosberton.
Oh, wow. That is a good question. So everything has its own beauty, if you like. I think for those that like want to do sort of the top tour, it has to be Japan Uncovered. It really does, because I think Japan has been closed for 3 years. The demand's there. People definitely want to go there on an inclusive tour, which, by the way, with Japan opening in June, which it is scheduled to open June the 10th, they're only accepting escorted tour parties in there. Okay. And we are lucky to be one of those tour operators that are allowed in. And with that, you get to see this beautiful country. I personally, having been to Japan, would find it difficult to do it as an individual, because the English language out there is not used, though it's very, very difficult to navigate. The use of the English language is quite low, so your guide and your enjoyment of that holiday, I think, is absolutely has to be with an escorted tour. So I think for a first time tour, Japan is definitely one to consider, but also for those that want to get back out there because it's been closed for so long, definitely to look at Japan.
Fantastic. I'll take that under advisement. So next up we've got, I'm interested in a tour to South Korea, but not sure on the best time to go. Jean in Lincoln.
Okay, well, I think the beauty of what we do, and I'm just going to grab the brochure here, is we only go to these places when it is the right time to go, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Sorry, which area did you say you were looking at again?
South Korea.
Ah, South Korea, right. Okay, so South Korea, we go mainly later on in the year. And that's basically due to the weather situation more than anything. So if anyone's in any doubt for any of our destinations, not just South Korea, when you look at where we go and when we go, the reason behind that is because it's the most comfortable time to go for touring. And for that, we put the tours on. For those that I don't know, want to spend time there at different times and don't mind a bit of rain, for example. I mean, there's certain times when you don't go, and then you know, we can arrange a private tour, which is not an issue. But you won't find us going there in like the summer months, for example, because it just wouldn't work as far as a touring holiday.
That makes perfect sense. Thank you. That's really good advice. If it's in the brochure, it's the right time of year to go.
Yes,
that's really useful. Is it better to do Japan by rail?
Well, what we do is we include bullet trains in all of our itineraries for Japan, because you can't go to Japan without going on a bullet train. It's a must do. But how we navigate our way round Japan is mainly a use of either flights and train, and train does come up very prominently in our tours. And I think, yes, it is an important part of the holiday. Not only do you get to see, I mean, that picture I showed earlier, going past Mount Fuji on the train, I mean, yeah, you're going to go past at speed, but the view is going to be amazing. And I think with and I think I know sort of the reasoning behind this question, because people look at UK rail travel and how many cancellations we get and delays, etc. There was once a national apology in Japan because one train left 30 seconds later than it should have done, and they actually made an official apology for that. Can you imagine that happening here? Probably not. So I think rail in Japan is important, and that's why we include it in our tours.
Lovely. Well, thank you for that. I think, oh, we've got one more. Sorry, one more. Nearly missed one off there. I would like to visit Mount Fuji on a tour of Japan. Is it difficult to get to? From Alex in Gainsborough.
Yeah, I mean, it is a trek up there. There's no doubt, but we make it as comfortable as possible. It's not something that is out of reach for people, because I mean, if you go obviously trekking right up above the higher stations, then yes, that's going to prove difficult. But no, it's not difficult to get to on our tours, and you'll find that it features on all of them, because why would you go to Japan without seeing Mount Fuji? You've got to do it.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Thank you. I think Yep, that's everything. So all's left for me is to say thank you very much for your time, Glenn. That was, as always, hugely interesting. If anyone's got any further questions, please do email us at travel@lincolnshire.coop. And say finally, if you do want to win our £50 voucher, please leave a comment on the video below, and a winner will be picked on the 18th of July. Thank you very much.